I think strength is a lot about resilience.
Hmm.
It's not about being strong all the time, but it is more about coming back. But throughout my life, I think at every stage of life, there was that one point where I would think that, oh no, this is like the end. And then
Okay.
you look back 2 years later, and then I'm like, oh, that was not the toughest thing. I've passed through it. And then there's a new hurdle in front of me. First question he asked, which of your partners is your husband?
Okay.
And I
Oh,
said,
wow.
none of them.
Yeah.
And he was like, and
Mm.
I also observed that when people see you every day, they don't get to question that much.
Welcome back to another episode of Portraits of Strength, the show where everyday people share their extraordinary stories that shape them. I'm your host, Harry, the anecdotist, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Today's episode features a woman who is literally lighting up the world, one solar panel at a time. Rajalakshmi Kola, co-founder of Sunworks Energy, is a force in India's renewable energy sector. With over 12 years of experience and more than 1,400 plus megawatt of solar capacity delivered, she has helped build a company known for precision, innovation, and impact. An IIT Madras and Virginia Tech alum, Rajalakshmi blends world-class engineering with quiet, uncompromising strength. She has led complex solar projects across hospitals, factories, schools, and utility-scale plants, proving that sustainability and strong leadership can go hand in hand. Beyond the numbers, she's a trained classical dancer and a passionate advocate for physical and mental wellness, bringing balance, resilience, and grace into everything she does. In this conversation, we explore her journey, building in a male dominated industry, finding grounding practices that keep her centered, and leading with clarity and purpose. I'm truly honored to have Rajalakshmi with us today. Welcome to Portraits of Strength.
Hi, Harry. Thanks for having me here. Looking forward for this conversation.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. So, can you take us back to the beginning where you were, what the early experiences or influences were in your, childhood that shaped you to who you are today?
Um, that's a very huge subject to dump on.
I know.
But yeah, lately over the whole self-reflection which keeps happening in my life, I think I was in general a very curious kid
Hmm.
and wanted to try everything.
Okay.
And I did have the environment to which let me do everything. So there was a little struggle here and there, but as a kid also I was very strong saying I want to do this, like I want to learn dance or I want to play
Okay.
tennis. And it was more like me trying to tell my parents that this is what I want, and they would be like, okay, if you're so confident, let's do it.
Okay. So, are
Yeah.
there any particular influences, when you were growing up, whether as a school kid or during your college time, where you looked up to them as your role model?
Hmm. So for me, I think for me and everybody in my family, my grandmother is a big inspiration. So I get
Hmm.
my name from her. So
Okay.
there's so and she was working till the last day of her
Hmm.
life, which
Oh, wow.
when she was almost 80 at that point.
Hmm. That's impressive.
Yeah. So back in the 40s and 50s, she was a doctor, and then she
Hmm.
took a lot of leadership roles also. And she
Hmm.
did social service. She was working for the Red Cross, and then she was nominated as MLC. So she was working every day, and she was trying new things, breaking barriers at that point. So she's an inspiration for everybody in our family.
Okay. So that's where did you grow up with her? Like, this is your
Yes,
mom's mom or your dad's mom?
my dad's mom, and
Okay.
we grew up in the same. I mean, I grew up with my grandparents, so in the same
Okay.
house.
Yeah.
So, and also because we had the same name, there was a lot of tiff also around it.
I'm sure. Yeah. So it's like you had a strong role model where you had like saw a woman working and kind of like managing the household and kind of like you had it very early on in your age.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Um, so I know, like because the podcast is called Portraits of Strength, and in my opinion, strength is a huge range. It can vary in different definitions and all. So, what's your definition of strength, and how did it manifest in your own life and journey?
I think strength is a lot about resilience.
Hmm.
It's not about being strong all the time, but it is more about coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you think you've seen it, or where do you think you had to show a lot of strength in your own life and journey? Maybe there's a anecdote that you can maybe share.
Uh, Particularly, I don't think I can get, but throughout my life, I think at every stage of life, there was that one point where I would think that, oh no, this is like the end. And then
Okay.
you look back 2 years later, and then I'm like, oh, that was not the toughest thing. I've passed through it. And then there's a new hurdle in front of me, right?
Right,
So
right.
that happened a lot. And sometimes when I look back, I'm like, that wasn't the end at all. That's like the easiest thing.
Okay. So it's kind of more like you think it's like you're in a tunnel, but there's no light coming through, but you're at the
Yeah.
end of the tunnel and it's like, okay, it wasn't that bad.
Yes. And sometimes I've had the other kind of experience also where I'm just navigating through it. And
Mm-hmm.
after I'm out of it, then I look back and I was like, oh, I did struggle a lot through the
Mm.
last few months. And
Okay.
then,
Okay. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. So you and I, we both come from the South Asian Telugu household where we know that there's kind of like a checklist of things that are, typically given to us, like, okay, by this age you finish your education, then the next thing is you finish either masters or whatnot, but by certain age you get married, you have kids. How is it that, and in a Telugu household specifically, like it's very rare to hear of a woman who's single. It's almost unheard of. So how has navigating that cultural space, um, I guess, how did you navigate it? And I'm sure you're still navigating it. So how does that keep coming up?
I think the biggest thing is my parents because they don't push, and if there is the cultural impact, it's more on
Mm,
them and it gets filtered
okay.
out before it comes to me.
Oh,
So
that's
even
awesome.
within the extended family, if someone's saying something, it's usually filtered out by them, or my parents take care of it and make sure I
Mm,
don't get the brunt of it.
okay.
And again, because my grandmother and how my family is a lot into education,
Mm,
so that push was there at a young age. And even my grandmother used to say that you finish your masters first, and then we can
mm,
think of this.
okay.
Like, though she did have that mind that you have to get married at a certain age and all that,
Mm,
that's
mm-hmm.
there.
Okay.
But education also was a very important thing for us.
Okay.
So if I look at my cousins, also not everyone was married. I don't think anyone was married before 25 also.
Okay. Hmm. That's awesome that you have the familial support there because oftentimes we see that some women don't even have that, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, so that's awesome to hear. Um, what has helped you hold on to your voice and self-worth, especially like I understand that your parents are filtering out most of it, but that doesn't mean nothing ever gets to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you hold on to your voice and self-worth when traditional expectations don't match up with the life you chose for yourself?
Yeah. I think for a long time I used to actually debate with people
Okay.
and try to explain that, see, I want to do this or I want to do that. And then there was a phase where I would just joke around with people. If someone's like inka pel cheskole, it would be like, yeah, yeah, I think you should get do something about it. You really need to help my
Okay.
parents. They're not up to it. So
Okay. Turn it into a joke kind of a
yeah,
thing.
turn it
Yeah.
into a joke. That also goes. And I think it's just about how you take it. And
Mm.
I also observed that when people see you every day, they don't get to question that much.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and if you look at the frequency of how often you get asked, like if I'm going to look at it in the last 1 year, maybe I got asked twice. So
Hmm.
I don't want to harp over it and lose my
True.
mental peace over it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Like you choose what you want to think about and what you don't want to think about kind of a
Yeah.
thing. Typically when people come to the US or go to another country to do their masters, they usually tend to get a job or start their life there. What made you decide to go back to India and start a company there?
So that is like a long answer now because
Sure,
I don't think I
yeah.
planned for it.
Okay.
Uh, but when I graduated, which was around 2009, 10, there were not really good job opportunities in the US. And some of my
Hmm.
friends were shifting fields, like my own classmates went either to software or finance or something on that lines. Whereas I really enjoyed what I studied in my master's and I didn't wanted to work in that.
Move. Hmm.
Yeah, so I did try, and maybe as a 20-year-old or 23-year-old, I gave my best. Now I look back with the senior mind, I'm like, maybe I could have tried harder, but
Hmm.
at that state of mind, yes, I did the best I could.
Yeah.
And at one point, I thought I should not get wrapped up around, okay, I should get a job in the US because I studied in the US. So I stayed there
Hmm.
as long as I had money, and when I ran out of money, I came home. As simple
Okay.
as that.
As simple as okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
when I was moving back home, I just didn't want to regret that, Ari, I didn't work there or do
Hmm.
something. I stayed. So I just traveled the last few months and made sure I saw enough of US that if I never came back to the US again in my life, also, I'm fine. I'm happy.
That's nice.
So with that mindset, I came home, I started working. And I just looked at the first three, four offers I got, whichever seemed better, I just hopped onto it. And again, because I liked what I did in my master's, it was a very
Mm-hmm.
selfish thing that if I looked at a thermal project or a roadway project, I would be working one aspect of it or applying
Mm-hmm.
only one aspect of it in that job. But if
Mm-hmm.
I was working in a solar power plant because the projects are smaller size, I could
Mm-hmm.
use like 80-90% of what I learned in one project. So it
Mm.
was much more interesting for me to use all the learnings, and the market was also quite niche. Like it was
Right.
new. There were
Pretty new
not
in
many,
India. Hmm.
yeah, many players. So that is how I slowly went into solar. And we, again, when I was between jobs, one of my old clients had offered us that if not if when you're starting a new company, the next project I'll give you.
Oh, wow.
So I
Nice.
thought, why not give it a try? Just 30. If it fails, we can always get a job. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's
No,
how
that's
that.
that's how you take a risk, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I worked in solar cells, like as in I was in the research area where when I was pursuing PhD, solar cells were my topic of research at that point of time, which is another lifetime. So I do know that uh, building and managing and scaling a thriving solar energy company is a deeply male dominated industry. And considering the fact that you're actually working in India, which is highly patriarchal in nature, even to this day, whether it's business or other related industries, how do you navigate rooms where you possibly are the only woman at the table?
Uh, for that, I don't think it's just about solar.
Mm-hmm.
I think somewhere from plus two that started.
True.
Like when you're preparing for IIT itself, like in school, we had a class which had equal number of girls and boys.
Hmm.
You go to plus two where we are preparing for IIT, you less than 10%. Then IIT
Right.
again, you have the same thing. The ratio
Right.
is always in my
Always there.
master, we were two girls in a class of 13. So
Hmm.
the ratio is that bad. And
Yeah.
it's so the path I chose at a young age itself was like that. So I got
Hmm.
used to it.
Okay.
But I think more than adversity, I saw more respect for that.
Hmm. Okay. That is good to hear.
Yeah. So and very recently I had one not very recently, I think 3 years back, I had this call with one potential client, and he called. The first question he asked, "Which of your partners is your husband?"
Okay.
And I
Oh,
said,
wow.
"None of them."
Yeah.
And he was like, "You are a partner in a company by your own." That was his next question. Like, you're not somebody's wife that you became a
Wow.
partner
So the
on.
assumption was that you are a founder only because you
My
would have been
husband,
somebody's is the owner. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
or my dad or a husband,
Yeah.
someone's. So that is
Yeah.
the assumption. And it went on and on. So that conversation for half an hour, I got so riled up, but I was trying to be
I'm
very
sure.
patient and all that. And I hung the call. I called both my partners and I'm like, this is so ridiculous. We can't do this. Uh, I
Yeah.
don't want to work with. And then one simple question one of my partner asked, when was the last time you had such a call? And I thought it was at
Oh,
least 2 years before or something like that.
okay.
So, so it's not that common, but we
But
tend
you
to
do
just,
come across
yeah, we do
people.
come across and we tend to focus on that a lot more. But
Hmm.
I've also seen the other extreme, like my very first project of as a site manager. Okay.
Okay.
So I was the only site manager in Gurgaon, and team is all men, obviously.
Hmm.
So I received so much respect from this client saying
Hmm.
a female site manager is coming at site at 2 a.m. and working.
Hmm.
So I got, uh, they would get me everything. My permits were easier that ways.
Okay.
And they made sure that the project went smoothly. So I saw the
Okay.
other side, and they would always ask for my opinion. So I've
Hmm.
seen that and this.
And also, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are some subtleties, like if I'm going with even my project manager and I go to a meeting, sometimes the client tend to look at the guy and answer.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But I
definitely.
have a team who says, Madam will answer.
Oh,
She's the head.
that's
So,
good. Yeah.
yeah. So there's that respect that I have from my team, which is there. So they both this and that
Hmm.
happen. And when you look back, I think there's more of people respecting that there's a woman who's doing all this
Hmm.
than people who doubt their ability.
Okay. Yeah, I've actually seen that when I came to India also, like small things where we go for registration or
Hmm.
anything like that. I go with my dad. I'm the one asking the questions, but the answers they tend to turn towards my dad to
Yes.
answer those questions. And yeah, it's kind of like it can get me riled up, but as you said, we pick our battles, right?
Yeah. So, and some we just tend to ignore, I guess.
Hmm. Possibly because you have lived there for longer and you know which ones to ignore and which ones not to, I guess,
Yeah.
also, right? Okay, that makes sense. Um, Along that journey of, building and scaling your company, what have been your biggest leadership lessons? And maybe what's your proudest professional milestone?
Leadership lessons is handling people.
Mm,
People handling people is very, very difficult, and they don't teach that anywhere in school. So the
very
math,
true.
engineering, even the finance part is very easy, but
Hmm.
handling people is very difficult. And
Okay.
trying to set a cultural boundary, uh,
Hmm.
And when we were 20 people, it was still easier, but now we are 100 people, it's much tougher. So taking a tough call and saying, no, we'll stick by this.
Hmm.
Otherwise, when you're 20 people, I think we were more flexible and we would let someone do this and that. And now we can't monitor at that level. So trying to
Hmm.
be set ground rules is difficult. And we are trying to stick to one principle. So the last one
Right.
year, I think that was one big thing that we were like, this is going to be our culture. We have to do it. If people have to stick to it,
Hmm.
otherwise
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult. So that is the this thing. And same way, firing people was so difficult initially.
Yeah.
And for first few years, we didn't have attrition also. So people who came just stayed.
Hmm.
So when we didn't like someone, we would just be like, okay, give them another chance, another chance, another chance. And I remember one first person we fired, we decided 6 months before that we wanted him gone. And we was so, three of us
Wow.
are such softies, we just couldn't fire him. And every week we'd be like, okay, why don't you do it this week? And then you do it this week. And, and when it finally happened, I think one day my partner was also very frustrated about something, and that guy did something he's like, just leave. It came to that point.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
now we know how to do it.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
give them a proper plan that say, we you have not reached these goals, so you have to do this, and we give you a time period, otherwise this is gone. So we've
Hmm.
learned how to handle people and
To
culture.
create processes that help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your proudest professional milestone to date?
Uh, proudest professional milestone, I don't know, I can call it proudest, but there was one particular project that a friend of mine had come and said, I think you should bid for this. Is my company, they're coming up with a solar project. Give me
Mm-hmm.
your profile and I will put across. My directors are also getting their contacts in. We'll see who's the best player, but I'll try to push you guys as much as possible.
Mm.
And there were four people who got profiles for the this thing, and turned out all four were ours.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, so each of the board of directors, through their references, had asked for solar company, and all four of them came up with only our company.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. That is a proud, you should take it as a proud moment. Why are you even doubting it?
Yeah, it felt very little small that way, but yeah, but it was a very good thing. And then finally, when we found out, okay, who were the competitors, it turned out everyone just got our profile. So
That's
I had
nice.
sent it through my contact.
Mm,
My partner sent it through their respective contact. My sales manager had went.
mm. Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah, awesome. I actually thought you would mention, I think a couple of years ago you won an award, right? As
Hmm.
the female, is it
Yeah.
is it the best female director in the industry?
Yeah.
Or so I would have thought you would mention that. But this is amazing.
I think awards are little. There are too many awards these days to give it that much
Oh,
merit.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So you have to also, someone has to nominate for the award. It is not
Huh.
like they have a committee that goes and finds people or something like that.
Right.
So if there are no nominations and there is too many awards, we ourselves don't nominate anywhere.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
awards are not so much merit.
Okay. That actually shows that you're a very humble person. But even yeah, your proudest moment, I think you should take it as a proud moment and not doubt it. So you don't come across as a person who has any imposter syndrome or moments of doubt. Is that an accurate statement?
I think moments of doubt will be there, but
Okay.
I think for me it comes more from am I doing enough
Okay.
is where it comes, and I don't know how much it will come into the imposter syndrome, but a lot of times I
Okay.
feel like I'm wasting a lot of time, not being as productive. And I think lately I'm getting the feeling that productivity that we've put as a society is kind of overrated.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yeah.
is coming more like when I look back 2 months, then I'm like, okay, I've done this much.
Mm.
Maybe as time, I'm not sitting from like 10 to 6 and constantly doing something, but yeah, that is something I do struggle with, that I'm not contributing so much, maybe, but
Mm.
I have to look
So, like,
back.
on harder days, how do you tackle that moments of doubt? Is there
I
a
think I,
process that you have that?
yeah, I think I talk a lot with my partners about it, saying that I don't think I'm doing much, so maybe I
Mm.
should do something and plan out a day and all that, and change
Okay.
my routine a bit. I do try to change my routine here and there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, to try to use some mindfulness here, there.
Mm. Mm.
Whenever I feel I'm little anxious and I'm not in the moment, then I'll try to do something else in my routine so that I
Okay.
can feel like I'm doing more.
Okay. You're a type A personality, looks like.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So you've completed your Bharatanatyam, correct? Or are you still learning?
I am always learning.
I can see that.
Huh.
But like, were you learning since you were a kid, or are you learning now? I guess that's
So
more my.
I learned as a kid, and
Hmm.
I think until the JE prep and all that had come. So
Okay.
after that, there was a gap of almost 25 years.
Hmm.
And during COVID, I started again.
Okay.
So this time it's like starting afresh, clean slate, all the way
All the way
from,
from the beginning, from
yeah,
scratch.
from the beginning with Adhus and like 6-year-old kids and me in one class. And
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. So Purvi is actually getting ready for her Arangetram next year.
oh, nice.
So I can see all the, like, I know the names and all that. Not that I am a dancer or anything, but
Hmm.
yeah. But you're a Bharatanatyam dancer. I've seen you do belly dancing, and
Yeah,
you actually you own a CrossFit, or you started a CrossFit
yeah.
gym in your house, or I guess somewhere close by.
Hmm.
That's like a rare and a powerful combination, right? Like, so, like, how do these different movement practices, help you express that multifaceted or different parts of yourself?
So dance was always there in my life in different forms. Initially, it was Bharatanatyam. Then I went to college. We learned like contemporary and hip hop.
Right.
And somewhere in college only, I wanted to learn belly dance, but there was not really anyone teaching in India back then. So when I went to
Hmm.
US, did a couple of workshops here and there.
Right.
So that is the whole dance journey. And even after I got back to India, I did a lot of again contemporary hip hop kind of things. And strength training, as I think, helps as a dancer. So that was always at the
Hmm.
back of my mind, that I have to be
Become
regular with the
strong.
strength training for dance. So it'll make me a
Hmm.
better dancer.
So
That
dance
is
is the
the,
root.
yeah, dance was the rule. And but I tried all lots of different types of strength training, and I really fell
Hmm.
in love with CrossFit.
Okay.
So then when I started doing CrossFit and I wanted to do it right, then I worked with a couple of CrossFit boxes and then did a certification. And then
Hmm.
we started doing it ourselves. Again, COVID is the push.
Right.
Yeah. So that, and that's become a routine now. And
Hmm.
even as a kid, I was a very restless person. So, the one of those kids in the class where teacher will make you run before the class because they won't sit. So
Expedite all the energy.
yes. So when I finish my CrossFit in the morning, that's like I'm calm now. I can concentrate on the day. So
Okay.
it's a routine, like how you brush your teeth before
Hmm.
breakfast. My workout is done. And
Okay.
coming to belly dance, again, a lot of forms in dance that I like. Every
Hmm.
time you see a dance, like I want to learn this, I want to learn that.
Yeah.
And for belly dance, I we did have an opportunity in Hyderabad only to learn like the proper Oriental Egyptian Oriental belly dance from the basics.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I jumped up and took that opportunity. So did the basics here, and then rest were online, and then did some workshops.
Hmm.
And mostly I've done with Payal's Academy. She's
Okay.
based out of Bombay, so she has her
Hmm.
online classes also. She used to come initially before COVID, and then
Okay.
so with her, I finished all the advanced levels also.
Oh, nice. And you
Yeah,
perform
and
now regularly, right?
yeah, so we have like a small troupe in Hyderabad. We do perform once in a while.
Nice. That's awesome. I mean, there are so like when you uh people that I come across who actually continue to, you know, give time and priority to those hobbies that make them happy are rare and few in between. So that's really heartwarming to see you continue to do that. So yeah, it's amazing. Has dance or movement been healing for you in any way? Is that why you are attracted to it, or have you ever reflected as to why you love dance and movement so much?
It definitely makes me happy. Like if I'm not dance for 2 weeks and then I go for a dance class or a perform thing, I can
Hmm.
definitely see like my mood is better. And like, why didn't I dance for 2 weeks?
Right.
But I don't think it started at some point in life because I've always been dancing.
Okay.
So my mom
Okay.
gives this example of when I was 2.5 or something, and we were at a restaurant, heard a song,
And you
Ashiki.
started dancing.
She's very this thing about it also. And then she's like, "Can I
She
dance for
remembers a
this song?"
particular song also, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So apparently, I said, "Can I dance for this song?" And went to the speaker and started dancing on my own.
Oh wow. That's cute.
Yeah, and I think first school dances also. The first one I did was when I was 3.5,
Oh, okay.
and from then till now, every year I've performed.
Hmm.
So small stage, big stage, some sangeet,
It's become a part of
classical
you.
sangeet,
I know
anything.
you. I mean, you were amazing when you actually accepted to come dance for my sister's wedding, Sangeet
Yeah.
also. So that was like
Now,
amazing.
people just have to ask, and then I'm ready to dance.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Okay. So what, like, so you said you mentioned earlier, like, what COVID inspired you to start the CrossFit gym so that you could work out without needing to go anywhere, or how did that come about?
Yeah. So I was working part time in another CrossFit gym before COVID. So I used to
Okay.
work from mornings from 6 to 12, and then come to office and work the remaining time
Hmm.
at office. Just because
Okay.
I wanted to learn more, and it made me happy. Nothing more than that.
Okay. Okay.
So in COVID, the bunch of us who were working out together used to do online sessions.
Hmm.
And when the restrictions had reduced, we everyone got whatever equipment we had
Hmm.
at to my friend's house who had like a big terrace, and we just put everything and started working out together.
Nice. So that's
And
how it
because
kind of got started.
yeah, and it was 5.5 years now, and we're sticking to it. I do the programming,
Hmm.
and then around 8 of us we meet every day in the morning, finish our workout, have coffee, and then go for that day.
Nice. That is awesome. And has that helped you, like your fitness regimen or the fitness world? How has that influenced your professional world?
It has definitely influenced me a lot in the point of like I used to tell, no, the procrastination or not being doing enough and all that. I think focus
Yeah.
wise that helped a lot,
Okay.
and discipline also.
Discipline also. Yeah.
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 So before that, there was this 1 year in when I was working, too much of the stress, the work stress got to me. So
Hmm.
I was very anxious about anything. Even meeting people was very tough for me. Getting out of bed sometimes also was tough. Like I would wake up at 9, reach office at 10, so I kind of wait through the day. And I think that when my parents also pushed that you should work out.
Hmm. Okay. They saw the difference clearly.
Yeah, because again, I said I was this restless kid, right? So
Hmm.
you should work out, and
Okay.
that kind of changed the whole thing.
So are there any rituals or things that you do that help you ground yourself? Let's say you're anxious in the middle of the day at work also. Are there
Yeah.
little things that you do or whatever that you or your go-to ritual that helps you ground yourself?
Um, I do a lot of coloring lately.
Hmm.
This also
Okay.
started in the last 4 5 years only. So
Okay.
if I'm too anxious, then I sit down and do some coloring. So I have books everywhere at my home, office, every.
Okay.
So if too anxious, that helps. A
Hmm.
walk may help sometimes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
any rituals that you stick to no matter where you are in the world?
The workout only as
Mm-hmm.
much as possible. So even if I'm traveling, I try to get up and do some stretching at least in the morning
Okay.
before we go for the day.
Okay.
Yeah, because the days I get up late, I feel like the day is something off. Once in
Is
a while,
lost.
yeah, yeah.
When do you wake up?
I wake up at 5:45.
Okay. Not too early, but still
Not too early.
decent enough that you get things done. Actually, I am the same. I mean, the days that I work out in the morning and I'm done before I start my work is like, okay, this day is going to go amazing.
Yeah, well, and our workout is like the community kind of thing, right? So if
Hmm.
holiday season or something, people are traveling and the gym is closed. I wake up at 7 and I feel that the day is lost.
Ah,
Like I'm
okay.
I'm so lost that whole day. I feel I'm stuck in traffic or whatever.
Yeah, okay. How do you balance, the demanding career that's like your entrepreneurship and an active, extracurricular, for lack of a better word, extracurricular activities like your dancing, your gym or workout is part of your daily thing. But how do you manage or balance all of that?
I think sticking to a routine makes the most of it. Like use timing
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and if that breaks, I get very anxious again. But
Hmm.
nowadays, I'm learning to handle that also, saying you can't control things.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly stick to routine
Scheduling.
and yeah,
Oh my God, you and I can be okay. This I am like a scheduling nut. My friends, I have everything color coded on my Google Calendar.
yeah.
So everything is on Google Calendar, and if something is not, there's heavy chances that it'll slip through the cracks.
Now I do remember things, but yeah, if I have to meet, I do put it on a calendar. Not so color coded and all, but I put it on the calendar so I don't forget.
I think that's the difference between a single woman and a single mom. I have to keep track of, Purvi's schedules, my schedules, and everything. So if it's not on the calendar, it's gone.
Yeah, my partners also, if we have some meeting and we're like, even coffee dates, if my best friend, we just put it on the calendar. It's like, let's put it
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
we're all like that. Another friend of mine, he's also a fitness trainer. So the other day we were thinking we didn't meet in almost a month. Let's meet. I immediately sent him a calendar invite, coffee, so and so time. And he said yes on that immediately. And he was so happy. When I sent that, he noticed, oh no, I have another meeting at that time. Let's push it half an hour. And
Yeah.
his wife was like, you have friends like this? Yes,
Yes.
this works best.
I know. You have to find processes that help make your life simpler, right?
Yeah,
And we have to be intentional about meeting friends, especially when you're busy with
yeah.
everything else. So yeah, no, I can totally relate to that. So if you could share one message with, the younger generation, specifically, South Asian women who might be feeling, that, being caught between the cultural expectations versus following their own dreams, what
Hmm.
would your um, advice to them be?
I don't know if it'll work for everybody also, but my thing is just to find a way to do it.
Okay.
So, one thing I've realized is explaining it to people. Initially, I used to do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It works with my parents, but it doesn't work with everybody else. So, with my parents,
Mm-hmm.
I have a very logical discussion, and then we're like, I want to do this, and then there's pros and cons and all that. So, that works with
Yeah.
my dad very well, but
Mm,
doesn't work with the rest of the world.
true.
Right? So people don't really listen. They already have a preconceived thing in their mind.
Mm,
So whatever you say, they'll only hear what they want to listen. So
true.
just find a path and of least resistance and go ahead. No need
Hmm.
of looking for a validation at that point.
Hmm. Okay, that
A
is
lot of things
fair
I
enough.
just do. I don't even tell people that this is what I'm planning or this is what I should do.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's really a good way to look at it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time women yeah, women in general tend to look for validation or acceptance before they continue to do it. But
Yes.
as they say, asking for forgiveness is better than permission.
Yeah. Mostly that.
Okay. Okay, let's switch over. This is the last part of the interview. It's like a rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? Ayyo. I'm not much of a reader.
But I'm sure you've read some and something must have stuck with you, right?
Yeah, I'm presently reading Anxious People. It's good.
Okay, it's
I
good.
like the way the narration is. Yet to
Okay,
finish it though.
okay, okay. Favorite song? Since you're a dancer, you must have a favorite song.
Now I'll have to ask you language also on that.
Doesn't matter. Maybe if you want to give me one in Telugu, one in Hindi, that's fine as well. One in English also, we'll take it.
So in Telugu it's Kannuloni Rupame
Okay.
and English is Billie Jean.
Billie Jean, which one?
Michael Jackson.
The Michael Jackson Billie Jean. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Favorite quotation.
I don't think I have one.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie again, very difficult, I think. I like Kill Bill because we were discussing
Okay.
that yesterday, I can tell that.
Okay. Okay. I mean, do you actually watch movies or do you prefer not to?
I used to watch a lot, like everything that released, but
Okay.
lately I haven't seen anything that struck. I think the last
Worth
movie I
watching?
liked was, yeah, Rocky or Rani. That was good, but lately not
Okay.
watching so much.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, I forgot. Then my
Yeah.
all-time favorite movie would be Swarna Kamala.
Oh, yes. Amazing. Yes. I love that movie as well. What's your greatest fear?
Greatest fear. I don't know.
You don't
Drowning,
have,
maybe.
you know how to swim, right?
Yeah, yet.
But you still have a fear of drowning. Okay. Okay. The most courageous thing that you've ever done till date.
Now I'm blanking.
Take your time. It's okay. We can edit out the
This question.
silences. You can take all your time you want.
Hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, some of my solo trips out of the blue, like just because I needed a mental break.
Hmm. Have you done that in the country, in India, or have you gone abroad?
I've done both.
You've done both. Any
Yeah.
difference that you see?
It depends. In India, also, some places are very tourist friendly, but
Hmm.
not every place is.
Okay. Okay. Maybe what's your favorite travel location so far?
So far, anywhere in the Himalayas is good, I feel.
Hmm. Okay.
It's very refreshing. I've done
Mm-hmm.
multiple like treks and all, and it's very refreshing. Andaman's been beautiful. I'd
Okay.
always go back.
Have you
And
done
Japan is
the?
my favorite place to travel.
Okay. You've been there already.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you done the base camp? Himalayas.
No.
Plans on doing that?
No.
Maybe not right now, but maybe in the future.
I would prefer to go to a lesser traveled place, even if it's not like very popular, very tough.
Okay. Okay.
Because if I'm going there to relax, I don't want to navigate through long
The
queues
tourist
of,
crowds.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Uh, what's your philosophy of life?
Um, Sleep happy, wake up excited.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation with Rajyalakshmi Kola. Her story is a reminder that strength doesn't always look loud or dramatic. Sometimes it shows up in quiet choices we make for ourselves, the paths we carve even when they're unfamiliar, and the courage it takes to stand firmly in who we are, especially when the world expects something different. If Rajalakshmi's journey resonated with you, her resilience, her boldness, her ability to hold her identity, career, dance, and fitness with such grace, I hope you carry a piece of her story with you today and every other day. Thank you so much. This is what Portraits of Strength is all about. Everyday people living extraordinary lives. Thank you so much and see you in our next episode.
A quick shout out to today's sponsor, Sri Krishna Jewelers. With over 50 years of craftsmanship, they are now serving the Dallas community from Frisco, Texas. If you have someone special worth celebrating, check out their collection at srikrishna.com or call them at 430 231 1111.